What's going on? Yeah, how's everyone doing? Let me make sure I'm in frame here. Yeah, it looks okay. Yeah, how's everyone doing? It's been a little while since I've done one of these. And yeah, I'm excited to be back. So, with this beat that I'm about to cover, it doesn't, there isn't like a ton to it, so I don't think it's going to take me long at all. That being said, if you guys in the chat have any questions or want to talk, just like say what's up. And yeah, if you're watching this video after the fact, after it's done, feel free to, also hit me up with any questions in the comments. Always down to chat and nerd about any music stuff, So yeah, let's get into it. So this beat, I don't know if you can see up here on the top of my screen, but it's called like Shrinking type beat. So there's a show on Apple TV called Shrinking, and so for one, the show is awesome. I think the show is incredible. But yeah, I just finished watching season 2, and there's a theme song that's on it, and it's called Frightening Fishes, and it's so good. Every time like the intro of the show came on, I just wanted to listen to it, and I never wanted to skip the intro. So anyways, yeah, the song was just stuck in my head, so I kind of just want to make something inspired by that song. So that is that's what this is like kind of based off of. It's just like the way that made me feel. So yeah, if you watch Shrinking, you'll definitely know the song. But yeah, if you don't, you can look it up. It's called Frightening Fishes. So the let's see. I started with this. Started with these two guitars. I believe this is probably what I first played. Yeah. Just started noodling around, looking for some ideas, and came up with that. And I remember I started with this other guitar underneath it that sounds like this. Yeah, just guitar strums, So these two together are really the core of really the song, Yeah, they just at least to me, they just kind of create this what's the word? I don't know, like nostalgic kind of feel. But yeah, so that was the core of it. And really those stay the same until the pre-chorus, where I change the chords up here. And I think I go back to the same chords on the chorus, right? No, I don't. Yeah, so it's really the chord progression for the chorus. Let's see. We can get into these drums real quick, and we'll get into some of the chorus guitars. So these are the drums that I programmed, and they sound like this. Yeah. That more or less is, the groove of the song. These were done with Logic drums. Can I even pull this up? Yeah, right. Man, I don't even know how to get these drums pulled up right now. Either way, yeah, these are the drums. End up like programming, and yeah, quite happy with them. They have this like nice kind of cool roomy sound. I don't think I did much to them processing wise. A little bit of saturation. I think that EQ is already on there for the preset. Yeah, just added that on. Okay, cool. Yeah, so these are drums. On the chorus, I think I go to, let's see what I do. I go to ride. No, basically add some toms in. Oh, actually, one thing that is a little bit interesting about these drums is if you hear that snare, you hear it hitting twice. It sounds like someone's like going like, like letting it bounce off the snare head. I added a little delay on the snare, so without the delay, the snare sounds like this. And with the delay, it's this. And in the context of the mix, kind of just makes the snare sound like it's longer. So, yeah, just like a little nerdy thing that I did. All right. We'll get into the chorus instruments. So this is what the chorus sounds like. So we added in these heavy guitars. Really nice tone on these. Add an EQ to help with suppress the low end here. We added these guitarmonies, as I like to call it. So these are just like these little harmony notes that we have going on. Oops. And then these both have delay to give some bounce. Yeah, so these guitars like this. And then, so for bass, we played an electric bass. Pretty standard. I think originally I was trying to only use the this bass guitar for the only bass. I just couldn't get the low end to balance the way I wanted to. So I added in a sub bass. And these balance like this. Yeah, so kind of a little trick. So I like playing like actual like, bass guitar. But with electric bass, a lot of times the low end is just not very even or consistent. And it's not even really big in most cases. So if you turn up the low end in it, it kind of just like it's just not even enough, and it really creates a lot of problems in your mix and doesn't give you a consistent low end. So a lot of the times it's best just to basically high pass the lows, so there's no lows coming through, and then basically just have like a little sub bass, underneath it to kind of recreate the low end in a consistent way. And then so it looks, I think I added like a little shaker here at the end of the chorus. Yeah, a little bit of verb on it. And then so what we do different in verse 2 is we add in some acoustic guitar. Taking the squeaks out. Yeah, so you'll hear the volume. You see, you wouldn't actually hear this in the actual beat, but there's a pretty big guitar squeak that I took out. Yeah, it just kind of comes through. Sometimes I leave those in, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on the vibe of the song, like if I think it needs to be there or not. To me, that was too distracting, so I just cut it down. But you can't even tell listening to that full song, Alright, and added in this little guitar layer here. It's a pretty nice tone. Basically how I tracked it, just a little bit of spring reverb. This is my bass. This is basically my bass guitar. Anytime I play guitars, it almost always runs through this chain with this compressor. So I don't even really think about that much. And filtered it. No, I didn't filter it. It's close to how I tracked it. It's cool. Oh, taming the low end more. And then, so what do we change on this chorus? I think we just go to the ride for the first part of this. Yeah. Yeah, and then we add in some piano on this post-chorus, we'll call it. Man, I don't know why this is hanging up right now. Kind of a big session. I guess I'm live streaming too, isn't helping. All right, we got... Sounds pretty good. Ooh, love this. Looks like I did two different ones. Oh, I need a big reverb for this outro. Cool, yeah. And that's essentially it, right? We've got... Yeah, so it looks like I have an outro verb. Did I send everything through that? Yeah, so this is something that I like to do quite often. I like my outros to have this, what's the word for it? Kind of just distant feel. And sometimes what I do is I basically add like another reverb on the end of everything. So if I have like only a piano in the outro, I'll like add a specific reverb to it to make sure it's like, to make you feel like you're in a different place. I don't know, it's just something that I find myself doing from time to time. But you can see, for instance, even this acoustic guitar. Yep. So the acoustic guitar is straight, and then we're going to send it to the... So that's everything going through this verb. You can hear that guitar too. The electric main. Yeah, it just kind of gives it like another feel, like just a different feel. Yep. So I mean, that's it for the instrumentation. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to this one. It was really more about crafting like the right parts, in contrast to doing a bunch of technical stuff and kind of, doing a bunch of wizardry. Is that the word? Yeah, just doing a bunch of production stuff. So, yeah, I guess since this one was short, I'll talk a little bit about my master bus. Yeah, I know not everyone here is like knows a lot about production. But I'll give like a general kind of view. So, when it comes to, producing music, basically, have like all these instruments, as you can see, like, guitars here, they're all in separate tracks. You get your drums, so you have all these things on like different lanes, right? So basically they all go to the same output, right? So in this case, it's my master bus, like over here. So everything gets funneled here. And what I do, as well as a lot of other, producers, is basically what we like to do is make everything fit together more. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's almost like when you're cooking and then you're combining a lot of things together and you kind of like put salt, in the whole dish, kind of just like pulls everything together. Or you make like a sauce for like a recipe. The sauce can kind of like combine like, the chicken and the pasta and everything. And it's like, okay, this makes sense. And that's kind of like what the master bus is. So basically what I did here, this is just, I needed a little bit more volume. So bump that up, add in a tape machine. It kind of just gives it a little bit of color and, it changes the sound a little bit, like slight compression, but really just kind of gives it like a nice, color is kind of like the best way to do it. So, we'll just step by step, we'll listen to everything that's in here. So we add in, that's without the tape machine. Tape machine, it's slightly brighter. This plugin I'm using I had some low end problems, so kind of just fixing those. I think I'm using this to widen, just a little bit of width and to kind of get us a little bit compression. God particle, this is going to make stuff louder, and also it kind of gives me a color on it. I didn't use as much of it here. Goldfoss, this plugin is nice because it kind of helps clear things up. I actually didn't use a lot of it either. And then this is like the main thing. This makes everything like loud, right? So this is just getting your overall volume up. And then the final thing is just for me to read the volume. But yeah, so no plugins. Master bus. A lot of that's volume, but yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's talk about the reference plugin. Yeah, so this is cool. Like, what I'll do is, this is like a reference plugin, and it's nice because I will play a song that has, let's say I'm doing like an Olivia Rodrigo type beat. I might bring in like, Good For You or something, if I have like something with guitars like that. And what it allows me to do is, it allows me to like listen to her song and compare it to mine. And tonally, I'm able to adjust mine to basically whatever the reference is, if that makes sense. So that's a helpful mixing thing, because sometimes when you don't have a reference, you can like work on something and your stuff maybe sounds like really dark, but then you put on like a reference and you're like, man, this Olivia song is so bright, like my stuff needs to be brighter. And then sometimes it's just a helpful guide. So a lot of times, I'll be like, oh, this Olivia song has more low end, but mine sounds better without it. So it's just a good, what is called a reference, just to kind of like quickly compare your song to a bunch of other professional mixed mastered songs, and just kind of hear exactly like what your sounds like with the same volume in real time. It's always helpful. So yeah, that's the master chain. So anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging with me today. And if there's any particular beats that you want to see me break down, feel free to hit me up or leave a comment, and we'll see if we can do it. So all right, catch you later.